Wholeness, welcome to my channel. My name is Rashida Silvertree, and today's topic is digital vampirism. How the digital devices we use are parasitic and silently killing our creativity. This is a phenomenon that is something that is, I believe, globally and socially accepted. Hence, I've made previous videos on digital addiction and how we just accept this new thing into our existence. The digital and technological advancements in our society and in our culture has become and continues to become more and more embedded in our way of life, in our way of feeling, thinking, living, being, creating. And besides the, purpose of, why are humans here to begin with, right? We're not just here to produce, right? We're not just here to, have babies and survive. We've built these societal structures, political structures, industries, health industry, education industry, or educational industry, business, finance, all of these sectors in society so that we can thrive and we can expand on areas of living, right? And exploration and science and art and knowledge, right? It's part of being human, creativity. And what I've noticed as a growing adult, because I'm not grown, I would say I'm a growing adult. I'm always continuously learning and teaching and expanding my horizon on things I know nothing about. There are so many things I don't fully understand or know. However, as a growing adult, and I look back, 15 years from where I am today as a 35-year-old, and how embedded our society has become with our digital devices. It is, if you think of the true nature of a parasite, and how at the beginning, when the parasite enters your system, and a little side comment about that, because I'm in the medical field and they don't really bring up parasitic issues. I don't see that very often. However, in the Western world, it's a very dominant medical ailment that we, as a culture and society, we don't really take very seriously. When we turn on the TV or we see these commercials of babies, starving babies in Africa, right? The typical commercial of third world countries. We see the starving bald-headed baby, from Africa or India, somewhere in Asia, somewhere in Southeast Asia, where the bellies are swollen and full of parasites because of the bad water or bad meats, bad vegetables, bad food, tainted food. And and they have the number at the bottom of the screen, call now and donate, right? But all the while they're showing us this, and we're actually just as infected, or even more so, right? So our poor diets, highly processed foods, genetically modified foods. We have meats that are treated with hormones, that aren't grass fed, and they're just pushed through those factories, and just eating really awful things that are it's a breeding ground for parasites that enter into our body, and that silently it causes a lot of issues in the stomachs of the Western world. Okay, that's why there's this whole new push on probiotics and gut health and all that. And the alternative healthcare community, There's a saying that the gut is the second brain in the human body. You have your actual brain, and then you have the gut. It has its own intelligence. And so that's compromised by a lot of our diet, our Western food and our Western diet. Well, you can say, well, Rashida, what does it have to do with technology and the digital world? Well, if you think about the parasite, you ingest a parasite. Usually you don't know it. You can't see it. You can't feel it at first. You feel normal. You feel sometimes even euphoric because parasites can release certain chemicals in the brain and throughout the body and the system to trick the body and the system into believing that it's okay. Thus, while sucking your life force, sucking nutrients and vitamins and crucial things that your body and your systems need to operate properly, it sucks it away. It slowly begins to eat. And then over time, after a few years of infection, you'll notice if you're passing your stool and whoops, you see hundreds of little parasites passing through, right? Or you're urinating, or you go and they take a MRI or a screening of one of your organs or something, and they see eggs embedded in your muscle tissue. Yes, it's a real thing, right? It's a reality. And most of us, maybe even myself, maybe even you watching this video, you have some. You have parasites. Okay, it's not just about eating meat, because you can eat healthy, but if you eat something that's tainted, like bad vegetables, you don't wash them, you know what I'm saying, or something highly processed, right, labeled as GMO free or or what is it, the organic, right? They put that stamp on it and it makes it good. It's good to eat, good to consume, right? And so you don't know. You don't know. It's a secret little thing, right, that's happening. It's very, very nefarious. And so the connection, what I'm trying to bring out in this message, is the digital vampirism, okay? It's digital. Our devices are smart watches, right? Our smartphones, our smart TVs now. We have a smart TV now. We have smart little vacuums that clean our floors. We have smart cars. All the while they're doing something. Something's happening. And I say that because with all of these devices, you have apps, right? You have applications. You have these apps that you purchase, right? And these apps make things very convenient, incredibly convenient. Or social media apps. Perfect example that I'm gonna dive into as far as the digital, vampiric example would be TikTok. TikTok. If you think about TikTok, it's time, right? It's a very time. You only have like a minute or maybe 30 seconds to show something. You splice your videos together. Heavily edited, okay? You're not getting anything in real time. Sometimes you can, I guess, if they have that option. But usually it's spliced moments throughout a video, and you put it together, and then the viewer, consume that energy. You consume that moment, those spliced moments, and you get a high off of it. You really like it or you really don't. Okay, it does something to the brain where you're addicted. You're just like, ooh, yeah, this is so funny, wow, and all those endorphins, oxytocin, not oxytocin. What am I talking? What am I trying to say? The serotonin. Okay, the one that makes you feel good, right? Or the one that really gets you upset and in your feelings, you feel triggered. So you're watching this, okay? And with the TikTok, because it has a lot to do with time. It has a lot to do with devaluing the power of focus, devaluing the power of concentration. And it's not just TikTok. It's a lot of the shorts, like that whole program that they are embedding in these social media platforms. It's built to keep you hooked. Okay? You think about a parasite. Parasite hooks into you, okay? But it keeps you hooked into and you're gonna watch. You keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling, and then 3 hours go by, right? But back to the name TikTok. If you think about it, a tick in nature, in the matrix, the real matrix, which is the mother, right? Ma'at, mother. In the matrix, the tick is a sort of it's mother nature's parasite, right? You have the mosquitoes, you have leeches, you have ticks, you have lice, you have the bed bugs, you have, what else is blood sucking? Can't think of it. But anyway, nature has its ticks. And a lot of the time these ticks, when they attach themselves to you, they suck out nutrients all the while from your body, the blood. All the while, they leave a nasty little thing behind, right? A very bad infection, bacteria infection, known as Lyme disease. But it's so very interesting that they name it TikTok. It's a tick. It's parasitic, guys. It feeds off of it's an actual digital version of a tick. Because when a tick bites you, if you're lucky, you only have to deal with some sore muscle, the soreness of the bite. But most of the time, it's going to leave a nasty thing behind that can turn very serious. And I've seen that happen, okay, to people that I've cared about. And, it can turn into a debilitating illness. But that's besides the point. The point is, with ticks, they leave something behind, and then it sucks. It continues to suck away your focus. The digital tick is here to really, it's very nefarious. It's almost like a digital form of magic in a way, because you're like, psychologically, it's just like you're just hooked. You can't look away. You got to keep scrolling. You got to keep scrolling up. You got to keep scrolling up. You're just engaged. You can't break the cycle. And the more and more and more you watch, the more and more and more energy that you're feeding into the device, which is, it's almost like parasite within a parasite within a parasite within a parasite. Because if we really step back and look, what if you just popped out of your body and you looked at yourself staring at this screen, and the screen's really empty? There's nothing coming from it, and you're just staring at it for 3 hours. All of it's an illusion. The digital world is an illusion, and the only way the digital world can be alive is through our energy, is through our focus, is through our engagement. The only way for this virtual world to feed and to get and to work is literally through our physical, psychological, psychic, mental, emotional engagement. So, where's the part with silently killing our creativity? One thing I have noticed, and many people have noticed, and you know what? And it's all in good fun. On the outside, it's packaged beautifully, because we're social beings and we all want to connect with each other. We all want to relate to one another. We really do. Unless you're sociopath or psychopath. That's one thing, okay? There's not many of those. But in general, human beings thrive off of connecting with each other, and we thrive off of sharing. And the upside to the digital virtual reality is that we can do that. We can engage and support each other. I'm not trying to dog the digital virtual world and the technological advancements in society. That's not what I'm dogging. But I'm just raising some questions here, because a lot of the whole tone with the whole short bit, as far as, making shorts and the whole scrolling thing, and, you can make a 13-second video or a minute video and get and it can go viral. Come on, guys. Viral, a digital virus. Oh, man. What I'm saying is that whenever I see like a dance, like a TikTok dance, or someone makes a short on YouTube and everyone's copying the same freaking dance moves. It is the creepiest thing. Look, okay, before the internet took off in the early 2000s, okay, before the internet took off, there were dances, right? There were dances. Dance is something that unites people. It unites all people together, right? You want to have fun, I want to have fun. All right, let's throw on some music, and then someone creates this dance, and then we just do it, right? It's almost like the Macarena. Remember in the 90s? Hey, Macarena, Macarena, Macarena. Like everyone knows, everybody, most people, okay? You're probably too young, but most people know that dance. And when you hear that song and everyone starts doing it, right? But it's so interesting when that metamorphosizes, that social thing, that social behavior metamorphosizes digitally and virtually. And then you really begin to see what what we look like as human beings. We look weird. We're all copying it, and then we lose the originality of where the dance came from. We just know, oh, that's the TikTok dance. Well, who created the dance? Who's the source of that? Who's the source of the creativity that we're consuming, guys? That's my real question. Because a lot of these things that are being created are not always very good. They're not always great, and they're not always uplifting and motivating. It's almost like a nasty seed, and then you see people doing the same thing over and over and over again, reacting to the same video over and over and over and over again. Another thing I've noticed, which is creepy and sad, is when I bump into a video online and I see someone commenting or reacting to another reaction video, where in that reaction video they're reacting to the original video. It's like a video with it, and I'm like, it's odd. It's a really odd thing. And then people literally make a living off of doing this, off of feeding off of another person's reaction, from another person's reaction to something that's happened, recently or a few months ago or currently or whatever. It's just mind-boggling what's happening to creativity, guys. I'm an artist. I'm a musician. Art and creativity has always been a part of my life. Always. My mother's an artist. Creativity, art has always been, I've always been drawn to the art world and drawn to original work and original stuff. That I studied classical music, the original works of composers who are long gone. You know what I'm saying? And it's creativity in the digital virtual world isn't human anymore. It's very homogenous. I just want to make sure we're staying on topic. I'm just looking at my notes. Yes, I'm definitely not done with this topic for sure, because it's something it's like everything's reacting off of everything else without really understanding the source of it all, without really understanding the origin of it all. Like, where's the information coming from? And no one's asking that. You're just caught up in the moment, and then the moment's gone. Just understand that your energy is becoming digital food to keep the virtual digital world alive. Your prana, your life force energy, your spirit, I would even say the soul, which is an infinite amount of energy that comes from God, the higher power, whatever you want to call it. but all of your potential, pure potential creativity is being used up. These devices they're your parasite. They're our parasites. We're literally looking into the void. And we're feeding this thing. You can call it AI, you can call it whatever you want, but it's real, and it's, ask yourself how you feel after you're done giving your energy to a video. You know? Do you feel informed? Do you feel uplifted? Do you feel stressed? Do you feel anxious? Do you feel enlightened? Do you feel sad? Do you feel at peace? All right, this video is too long. Let me know what you guys think. See ya.